Once Ksoo got that deal, I stepped to Ksoo and I sat down and I talked to him. And I say, man, you done made it. I said, you done made it. I said, man, you finna shoot past all these dudes. I never thought that Ksoo was a good rapper. I always thought that he was a great entertainer. And a great entertainer can be just as better as a good lyricist, you know. And I said, man, I told Ksoo, I said, man, you done made it. Fuck all that other stuff. We gonna get out of Jacksonville, we gone, and you got it. Ksoo told me, say, look, daddy, you don't understand. I know what I signed up for. Man, I've been beefing. I've been watching my back. I've been doing all this shit all my life. And you gonna tell me that I don't understand? I had a couple of conversations with Ksoo, and he would tell me, I know what I signed up for. And one day he told me that and it kind of hit different. And I say, he already the man who he gonna be. Ain't no changing him. You know, even when Ksoo was little, when the judge gave me custody of him, after I came home from prison, Ksoo used to be on that internet. I done slapped the shit out of Ksoo. I mean, he was a kid, he was my kid, so I'm not trying to say I slapped him on some gangster shit. You know, the internet will run with that. But I tried. I built businesses for them that they took no interest in because I took care of them. And why get out there and work my ass off when you gonna take care of me? They never said it, but I mean, it was there. I didn't have the right boundaries set up as a parent because I didn't know better. I lived with the guilt of a father that went to prison because in my mind, I took responsibility for the way they was. And Ksoo mama know that I tried with him. Fought with him, literally, like physically, I meant. But she ain't gonna step up and say that. Anytime she done called me for him, I dropped what I did. I fucking went over there to get on his ass. Man, I done ran behind this boy. I'm talking about, when I say run, I mean run, chase behind him through the apartments over there. I used to go to Ksoo's school. I didn't even have to sign in at the school. They knew me by heart. Get on his ass. I don't care what I was doing. I drop it to go see by him. I done signed Ksoo up in football. I did everything I could to him. For him, I meant. And by me living with that guilt for going to prison all those times, I gave them a long leeway. Any trouble they get in, I'm gonna get you out. They knew that. They knew they had me. For real, they extorted me. You know what I'm saying? For real. You know, they really extorted me, you know.
Yeah, I think every kid does that to their parents,
And
honestly.
I ain't gonna, I can't justify. That's why I wouldn't get on here trying to talk all that gangster shit, because once I took that stand, I forfeited all that. Matter of fact, once I made that statement, I forfeited all that. But as a father, I had to choose one of the less evils. Now I can either take this thing, go to trial, get found guilty, and now my little boys, what about them? What about their direction in life? Because now they're gonna see a different daddy. So I had to think about them. I had to think about Ksoo. I had to get myself in position to help Ksoo. You know?
Well, when you signed that paperwork and agreed to testify against your son, what did Ksoo's mom say to that?
I never talked to her after that. I talked to her beforehand, and when I talked to her beforehand, I say, "What's going on?" I say, "Who is communicating with his lawyers?" Because I wanted to know what they were being told. Because you got to think, Ksoo was a kid, like still, when this shit happened. This case was a game to Ksoo now. It's like log in, log off, but to me, this shit was serious. This shit was serious from September 10th, 2020 to me. And I talked to them and I asked them, I said, well, who corresponded with their lawyers? Because when I see Ksoo in jail, he don't have no legal work. He going to the law library, but he don't got no pencil, he don't got no paper. And I tell Ksoo, I say, look, man, what is you doing? I say, get involved in your case. I say, your lawyer got 100 cases. You only got one.
Wait, so are you talking to Ksoo while both of you are locked up?
Yeah, I'll see him, because the dorm I was in, the law library was next door to it. And Ksoo was in confinement because they had him on celebrity status. So he was in confinement. Not because he checked in or no shit like that. It's just, when you celebrity like that in jail, they're gonna lock you down. I don't care who you is. And they would come by and I say, man, get involved in your case. Get involved. Police would, I had pulled into jail and the police would let us talk for a few minutes. And I'm like, get involved in your case. One day I seen him and I went up to there, talked to him. We talking through the door. I said, God damn, man, when y'all gonna get Pops out of here? I said, when y'all gonna get Pops out of here? And he was like, it's gonna happen. And then he kind of walked off. But they wasn't involved because I just want to know, I always wanted to say, who the fuck would tell Scotty to go to trial? Like, your DNA is in this lady's house, on this lady's clothes. Your DNA is in this car. You gotta just put the puzzles together. Police chased the car from a murder scene. Your DNA in it. Your DNA in this lady's house. How you gonna explain all this stuff there? To me, in the end, it was dumb because I get it that they own this side. I get it. But at the same time, why should everybody go to jail? Who gonna help who? Them motherfuckers ain't gonna, when I went to that trial, that fucking shit was full with Ksoo supporters. I seen people in that audience, they think I didn't see them, but I seen everybody. Ksoo couldn't go to their house to take a fucking piss. But they in there. They not gonna ride with him. They not gonna ride with him. I'm gonna ride. You ain't gotta tell me. Proof is in the pudding. You ain't gotta tell me what to do. I know what to do.